Mark chapter 3, 22, following that little story there, they decide, we think he casts out demons by the prince of demons, demonic power. Here's my question. How do you make a really, really bad decision? Well, the answer is that you base it on inadequate or wrong information. For example, if you decide to take out an extra finance plan to buy a top-of-the-range sports car without checking your income or expenditure thoroughly, without looking at the bank to see if you can see it through. Or if you, if you marry someone without knowing them, in those cases you've made an important decision based on inadequate or wrong information. Jesus even told a story about, he said, imagine a king who went to war without looking at the size of the opposition. He's making a decision based on wrong information. People make a decision about life. They make a decision about what to do with their life, quite often based on an inadequate perception of who Jesus was and is. You see, if he's just a moral teacher, then hey, I'll do my best like the next guy. I don't plan to be mean, but I'm as good as him next door. Better, I think. I'm better than Hitler. Come on. And it's like, caring what Jesus thinks about me. It's like caring what Gandhi thinks about me. Gandhi was a good man, but he's dead. So what difference does my relation to Gandhi make? It's irrelevant. He's gone. The claim of Christianity, of course, is that Jesus isn't gone, that he's here. But anyway, these guys here, these guys who are making an assessment about Jesus, they weren't looking back into history. They were looking across the room. In some senses, it was harder for them. They were looking at this man who was making the claim to be more than man, to making a claim to be in touch with God in a way that they couldn't figure. And they're trying to understand where his authority came from. And so they say, he's got his authority. It's demonic, this power. It's black magic. Oh, voodoo. They were looking and they had to decide what to do with this amazing, powerful man. So was it easier for them than it is for us to make an assessment about what to do with Jesus, how to decide what to think about Jesus? In some ways it was harder. You see, Jesus made claims to forgive sin. He made claims that he was bringing the presence of God into real life right before their eyes, and these miracles that were happening around him. Imagine if you saw it, blind people are seeing, lame people are throwing their crutches away. Even people who are dead are getting out of their coffins and they're seeing this stuff. Who is he? What does it mean? What does it mean for me? But here, in this little passage here, they're making an assessment of Jesus based on wrong premises, and they make an incredibly bad decision. And Jesus says this is like an eternal sin. They're cutting off. It's like you throw the mains breaker and then complain there's no light. Once it's gone, there's no way back without the mains breaker coming back on again. And so there you've got this sequence of responses. The family say he's out of his mind. And the religious leaders, he's possessed by the devil. And then Jesus' response is, well, Satan is going to fall, but not because his house is divided, which is the logical sequence of Satan allowing me to cast out Satan, but because the strong man is being bound and his goods are plundered. I am here like the finger of God. That was Luke's part of this. The finger of God is here. The kingdom of God is among you. But you, and this was his word to the Pharisees, and it's his word to us. You be careful that you do not set yourself up against what God is doing, against the Spirit of God. How do you do that? Because if Jesus represents God, I want to be on his side. Do you hear that? It's like these guys, it's like they've signed up for Tranmere Rovers and they suddenly realise that they're going to play Chelsea. They've picked the wrong side and they're doomed. Take stock. Take stock of whose side you're on. This was Jesus' challenge to the Pharisees. Take stock of whose side you're on. Be careful that you're not aligning yourself against God. You cannot sit on the fence. You are either with me or against me, said Jesus. Be careful not to be found on the wrong side. God bless.